my body's like, holy crap.
After the first round, my body's like,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
Behind every gym, there's a story, a mission, a spark of passion that started it all. This is Gymdesk Originals. Real owners, real struggles, and the communities they've built from the ground up.
Well,
What's up, guys?
where are we today, Brian?
We're at South Austin Fitness.
In
South Austin.
In South Austin.
Yeah,
And
about
it's
20 minutes outside the city.
What is it, like 100 degrees
It's
right
hot,
now? Yeah, it's like super hot, and it's what time
Austin
is
in
it?
August.
10:30?
10:30.
Yeah, hot. But we're gonna do a crazy workout today. Looking forward to 3 different. I'm not even sure what kind of modalities they are.
we'll let
High
you know.
intensity. Yeah, we're looking forward to checking it out. Come on, let's go inside.
Hi there.
How y'all doing?
Doing well. Are you Chris?
I'm fine.
Oh, Mike. Nice to meet you.
Likewise, you too.
Pleasure. Alex.
What are you? You're Alex?
Yeah. This is Brian.
Good to meet you, Brian.
Me too.
Hayden.
Brian.
Hi, I'm Alex.
Chris.
Nice to meet you, Chris.
Nice. Brian.
South Austin Fitness, conveniently located in South Austin, aka Manchac. We've got a 7-day free trial for anybody and everybody, and there's no contracts ever. Cancel when you want, and we got you.
When you rip straight down, all the way down to and come up.
That makes sense. That's the gym death, man.
Dude, yes.
Killed it.
That was like, my body's like, holy crap.
After the first round, my body's like,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
It's hard to catch your breath.
Even like your heart is like, your breath is one thing. Breath is one thing. Heart is like, calm down, relax.
My name is Chris Fay. I'm one of the owners of South Austin Fitness. I've been in the fitness industry for going on 12 years now. And actually one of the first people that got me into the fitness industry was this gentleman right over here, Mike O'Hara. And so worked with him for years, working out of his former facility. And then, time came where we were looking for a new spot. I wanted to launch a location that was ours, that could, create a community that we want and allowed us to do things different, to not just, have you come in, get your workout in and leave, but feel like part of a family. We want events, go out, have social hours, host watch parties like we're doing at the end of the month, that kind of stuff. So that's like kind of why I wanted to launch the gym, that good work-life balance while we can help some people. Yeah, that's awesome.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm co-owner and trainer here at South Austin Fitness. I'm previously a stay-at-home mom. Common thread here that we have is Mike. Mike was my trainer like maybe 8 years ago now, 8 or so years ago. Got me into the fitness industry, convinced me to get my certification to become a trainer. And I've been doing that since 2020. And this is bigger than my biggest dreams. I love being here. I love teaching here. I love the interactions that I get to have day to day with my favorite people. So I'm so glad to be part of this.
She also does a great job of thinking of all the stuff that we don't think about. The little touches you see around here, it's a lot of her.
My name is Mike. I'm one of the owners here as well. Been in the fitness industry almost 20 years. Started with 24-hour fitness, was a fitness manager, master trainer, kind of reached the ceiling there with where I wanted to go, and then eventually went off on my own. This is now the third location I've opened. I had my first location, and I opened 2 locations there, had those for 11, 12 years. And then there was a lot that happened with COVID being one of the big factors that eventually shut down. And since I shut down, this guy's been in my ear about, let's get a spot. And then we finally, were able to make it happen. And like these two mentioned, when I had my original gyms, and we've done a great job of doing it here too, is like the biggest thing is community, creating a family. And my biggest accomplishment as a previous gym owner, it was when, and it just happened organically, but for example, there'd be kids' birthday parties from gym members that we'd go to, and 80% of the people there were gym members, and none of them knew each other until they became gym members. So we were creating a community and a family, and we're doing the same here. And it's been, we were open almost a little over half a year now, and it's been amazing. It's been such a blast. Ups and downs. We're gonna have some growing pains, as to be expected, but it's been great.
Awesome. So, Mike, you were training them both sort of, and did you guys know each other when this was happening, or?
I was gonna say, I met Rachel through Mike's old gym, but I actually started with Mike at 24-hour fitness. So I was out of high school. I was a 3-sport athlete in high school, always been fit. And then all of a sudden I get out of high school and I sit on my ass for a summer and I start getting a little belly and it doesn't come as naturally anymore. So I go get a gym membership. I start training actually Sammy Scraggs, I think was his name. And he left 24. Mike took over his sessions, and that's how we met.
Okay.
And then we went from 24 to your apartment gym that we were training out of for a while. And then he opened his own place. And as he likes to say, I christened it. First one to puke there.
There you go. Nice.
So I've been with him for a while, and then Rachel joined the gym. You want to tell how you came to be part of his gym, and then?
Yeah, actually, that's kind of a fun story. So I was a stay-at-home mom before, and I have 2 kiddos, and I met his wife Leslie through a mom's workout group, and she invited us to his original spot. And we had a mom's only workout that was great. It got me hooked into working out. Prior to that, I had dabbled, had, memberships and stuff to different places, but nothing that really got me committed to continuous workout regimen. So I met Leslie, worked out at Mike's place, and I was hooked. I was instantly attracted to the community of people, not only the other moms, but the other members. Everyone really merged very organically. It was just a comfortable place to be. You feel encouraged. You feel missed when you're not there. So that's how I met Mike or his wife. And community is everything to me. And so we do a really good job. We've gotten really good feedback from visitors coming in for DECA events. About they can feel the community, the sense of community and the vibes here. So I'm just so proud of it. It's been our dream, and we're achieving it so far. So I'm proud of us.
That's awesome. Tell me, so just to kind of round out, you guys met each other, and then who said, hey, let's all 3 of us, let's, band together and start SAF? Like, what was, how did that happen?
It happened like crazy fast.
Yes, really fast.
So like I said, Chris had been in my ear. So I shut my gyms down. December 31st, 22 was the last day of operation, right? So January 1, 23, I was on my own. Bounced around a couple gyms training. These 2 followed me, kind of doing the same thing. We're at a couple different spots, training our people, trying to teach classes. And, in 24, Chris and I were kind of, getting closer. I was like, all right, man, go ahead, start looking for some locations, and we'll see what we can come up with. And believe it or not, actually that year I was also kind of dabbling in interviewing, and I had some other companies kind of recruit me, trying there was a pretty multi-unit position that I got a couple rounds of interviews through, and just ended up not being the right fit. But this almost didn't happen several different times, but every time something, I was like, all right, I'm okay, God, universe, I'm listening, and so we're like, it just, everything kept directing us to this. And so again, I'd been doing this so long, I had the resources and connections, and those resources and connections came like that. And it just like was like, yeah, let's do it. And then, so Chris and I originally went in on this, and Rachel was a trainer, but we recently brought her in on, she should have been brought in from the jump. She's
incredible.
Yeah. Like, I don't even know. I mean, I'm at a loss for like all the little things, like
the cubbies, the hair ties and tampons and air freshener in the bathrooms.
But it's like, like, of course, like the woman's touch is a big factor, but it's not even that. It's so much more than that. You know what I mean? Like, just everything about this woman, like she's able to tie every little loose end together and then some, you know? And so
God, the party would never have happened.
It's been such a blessing having her, like, you know what I mean? Like, because Chris and I, like, we're at the end of the day, like, no matter how much we know about the fitness industry, about business, whatever, like, at heart, we're dumb brutes. You know what I mean? And so, like, she's the perfect yin to our dumb yang, you know? You know, so it's been great. It's been great.
That'll be the Instagram thing. Like, that's funny. So really cool. Everyone has their own journey, and what you mentioned, you're gaining weight and all that. Like I have my own little story, and look at this, crazy, right? We did
3 workouts.
Let's get this guy in the camera. Come in here so we get a little bit of shot. Right here. Yeah. Brian right here, our VP of marketing joined in, and we did 3 sessions, and there were
names on the wall.
Yeah, we should definitely do that. So we did, the first one was HIIT, right? High intensity interval training. What was the second class called?
Metabolic conditioning, MetCon. MetCon, metabolic conditioning.
All right. So can you tell us a little bit about that class?
The MetCon is longer than the HIIT class. It's 45-minute class, and it consists periods of higher intensity and then weight training as well. So it's a good combo of both. It's good bang for your buck. You're going to get a good workout in both cardiovascularly and weight training. So
okay, it's a good hybrid of our lift class, which is our PAT, and our HIIT.
Yeah.
Right. So the HIIT is a little bit more slower, more lifting primarily. The HIIT is high intensity. You guys saw 25 minutes.
Yes.
So instead of short and sweet, we like to call it short and savage, right? Yeah. And then the MetCon is a good hybrid of both.
Yeah. And so the last one was called
PAT.
PAT.
So programmed adaptive training.
Okay.
So we come in, we write all our own workouts. Everything's, in our own brains. I train Monday, Tuesdays. Mike's usually Wednesday, Thursdays, and we split Fridays. And so we just communicate throughout the week, like, hey, I had a heavy anterior day today. So front side of the body, upper, so a lot of shoulders, a lot of chest. So he knows when he hits that upper body again later on in the week, he can focus more posteriorly. And then within that class, allowing for all fitness levels, allowing, you have a trainer, a certified trainer that didn't have someone else write the workout for them. They wrote it themselves. And so they know how to regress a movement or how to progress a movement, make it more challenging for those athletes that need that. But also we have people that have had knee replacements, shoulder replacements, their back's been bothering them lately, their shoulder won't raise above a certain level. And so we have to adapt during the class, the adaptive portion, to accommodate and help them still get their fitness in without aggravating whatever's bothering. And
in that same vein, we also have an in-house chiropractor and an in-house physical therapist. So if there's something that collectively between 3 of us can't figure out, we've got 2 legit doctors in the house. You know what I mean? Chiropractor and physical therapist.
Like, I didn't go to enough school for that.
Right.
Talk to them.
Yeah. So that's awesome, and I love the comprehensive sort of like health, coverage, trying to meet people where they're at and help.
Was it like that on day one? Do you always have the chiropractor?
So,
or did that then?
So that was one of the many things that, it was just beautiful how it lined up. Like literally our chiropractor, a couple of my clients had been seeing him for a while, and they've been telling me, to go see him. I got some hip issues. So I went and saw him once. He was amazing so he's not your traditional old school chiropractor where we just adjust you and send you on your way. And, I got to see you 3 times a week for 6 months, then, twice and then once a week. And no, His goal is to get rid of you and send you on your way and fix you within 1 to 3 sessions, 5 at the most. Like he's that good, right? And because he doesn't just adjust you, right? They're starting to realize more and more research that comes out is if you're having these bone or joint issues, an adjustment is good and it'll relieve the pain right then and there. But the catalyst and the root cause to that is more than likely a tissue issue, right? And so if you're not correcting the tissue and working into that muscle and the fascia, the muscle's going to pull you right. The imbalance is going to pull your joints right back to the work. He does deep tissue work. He does cupping. He does scraping. He does the full gamut, and can and will fix you within 1 to 3 sessions. It's insane.
Yeah.
He's insane. And so, but I went to see him the second time, and I don't know why. I had a feeling. I just kind of asked him. I was like, man, how you doing, by the way? He just looked like he was off a little bit. Again, it's only the second time I met the guy. And he's like, actually, and he kind of goes off on, like there were some issues with, he's trying to get out of the current lease he's in and all, yada, yada. And Chris and I think we had just got this place the week before. And I was like, you didn't sign any leases yet, have you? Like, are you leaving? Like, what? And he's like, kind of, but why? What's up? And I'm like, bro, I just got another gym. Like, we have an office space. I would love to have you there. And he was like, are you serious? Like, where? And I'm like, Manchek. And he was in Kyle, which is, 20-ish minutes from here. And he's like, stop. That's where I was looking in Manchester. You can't make this stuff up. Like he was literally looking in this exact area and it worked out beautifully. And I'll let Chris tell you about John because he's been going to him for a while.
Well, yeah. So like John's been my PT for every injury that I've had for the past 8 or 9 years. So car wrecks, shoulder issues. I have, 3 herniated discs in my back that every once in a while will just flare up. And he's been the guy I've gone to consistently. And I've joked for years about hey, when I open my own place, you should come work. We'll feed off each other. It'll be great. And, he was, receptive to the idea. But at the same time, it was just always like, oh, yeah, cool. Oh, yeah, cool. And then I call him and I'm like, hey, man, I'm signing the lease on a place tomorrow. And it just so happens to work out that he was in a bad spot with the company that he was with. Like they had just cut his pay by $4,000 to $5,000 a month. He was looking for a new way to make that up. And so he was like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and try it out. He moved in here and started working part-time, just out of here, treating clients. And then eventually he realized I'm doing well enough. I'm seeing enough people. I don't need the other place anymore. So he was able to leave that job completely and move here full-time. Oh, awesome. And it's been a great conglomerate of like he said, if someone has an issue and we don't know what to do, we can send them to them. Once they're done treating the tissue issue,
right,
we're great for helping retrain the muscle on how it's supposed to move.
Right.
So that's our gig. And so it's a very good symbiotic relationship like you would see in nature. Right. It's like if they're hurt, we got them. If they need retraining, they have us. And it's worked out really well. A lot of our clients are going to see them.
Our experience today, right? We did 3, which is unusual, right? Very unusual. So good job again.
So I asked that question?
Yeah, no, but I wanted to bring up a point. So you talked about the fitness, you had slipped on the fitness order. And I kind of had my own personal experience like that too. Post COVID, there was nowhere to go. I lived in the middle of nowhere. And then I had a kid. So then I was doing the sympathy weight with my wife. And I remember being in the hospital with her and I went and got a bunch of food and I was just eating chips, just a disaster, right? I just wasn't taking care of myself. And then I was trying to get back in the gym. And as disciplined as I am, I couldn't do it. Long story short, I finally broke and I was like, I'm pushing 50 now, everybody. So it's harder as you get older. Yeah. It's harder to get back once you at a certain age, right? But there are 2 things I wanted to bring up. One is I don't push myself as hard as I did in here. And I felt a weird, I don't even know how to explain it. It was my body telling me, hey, be careful. And it's you mentioned, what did you call it? Finding the quit or something like that? Yeah.
Right, finding the quitter but not letting that quitter win.
Yeah. And and going back to the culture thing, because I was in the class, I'm like, bro, you're not quitting.
Right.
They'll hey, you should chill, bro.
Yeah.
I'm all right, bro, we're going to keep going. Right. Yeah. So I'm having that internal dialogue.
Instead he goes and grabs the hundreds.
Yeah.
And 10 reps,
Yeah. And by the way, it ties it. That was another point I was going to make. I've been trying to hit those for like 4 years. And I finally did it, and I've been doing it at home. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to do that now. But in terms of the culture part, again, it's the same thing. When you guys were cheering me on, you have no idea what that did for me. Because I felt like something inside was just, so if you're giving that to others who are, they're going through their own journey, like that's an incredible thing to give other people. And I could see why people want to go hang out and do things, it's like, you guys see other people like share stories like that as well?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of the many like sayings or slogans I will say is like, here, like we lift each other up and them weights, and it's not and them, it's them, and we lift each other up and them weights, right? Like and the weights is a second, right? Because again, the people come first, and another thing is like push yourself and each other. So it's just about having that relationship, and like everybody here, like a lot of them following and followers from Chris, and then obviously, from mine and my old location, and Rachel's got her people as well. But now they're all blending and they're all becoming close with each other too. So it's just
know each other's names.
Yeah.
They ask if they're going to show up to another class. Like, hey, you coming tomorrow? What time? Yeah. And that's really what I wanted. And another thing I wanted to touch on just real quick is like a lot of people, this is their happy place.
Yeah.
Like they get away, they get their hour workout in, they see their friends when they're here, and then they go about their day. They go work, they do all the normal day-to-day stressors. And so for a lot of people, this is their escape. And so we have to remember that as trainers, like they're coming in here, not just to get a workout in, but to, feel appreciated, feel, like they've accomplished something. And that's our job, is to help them feel that way. Like someone hits a big PR, everybody's patting them on the back, congratulating them, cheering them on, like you grabbed the hundreds, and I was like, oh, he's fucking gonna do it. He's gonna press him. And so I'm like, let's go with it. Come on. And so I was just stoked to see someone else grab him, because usually that's a me and you thing.
Right.
And the other thing I would just want to add is that people's happy places, people specifically tell us, my anxiety is like really bad today. I really need this. I'll be there at such and such time. And it's just a good place to let off steam and be with the people that you're comfortable with, be with people who will lift you up. And so, that's.
So to get back to kind of what you were touching on, like, the finding the quitter, and when Chris mentioned, like, I call it suffer sessions that I'll take myself and others through. Like, people don't realize, like, and you were having that internal dialogue, and you were trying to explain, like, I can't explain what you guys cheering me on was doing for me. It's not just that, but it was also the fact that you're able to push through, right? Like, and from a neuroscience standpoint, like, what that does, like, there's several areas of your brain where it actually will fire on all cylinders and grow and create more connections. Like, for example, like your hippocampus, which is like the area of your brain for like memory retention and just memories in general. And, it grows that area. But then your anterior midsection cortex, which is your kind of the area of the brain that will increase your longevity, believe it or not, right? And so this particular part of the brain is found to be huge in like these super agers that I don't know if you guys heard, people living into like a little, well beyond what we're used to seeing people live. And it's because in that particular area is when you push to a certain point, right? And to where you want to quit, and it's that hard and you don't want to do it. That's key, is you don't want to finish it, but you do. And it grows out of the brain. It's so much a benefit for just your mental health and everything, man. And that's what we try and continue to do here with all of our members and athletes.
And he's the dumb yang.
I know, right?
You were talking a little bit about the kids program.
Yeah.
Right? Talk a little bit about that in terms of actually, was that also intentional in the very beginning? Did it just kind of organically come out of nowhere? And how big of a component is that of the business?
We're still working on an official kids youth program right now. The stuff that we've done this summer has just, so I'm also a performance coach for one of the soccer clubs here in town, Cap City. I might be a little biased, but it's the best soccer club here in, I would say, in all of Texas. But I'm their performance coach, right? And so I ran a couple camps here for different, kind of some of the elite the higher level kids. And so I did that all summer. And then, we all have, between three of us, we've got several youth athletes that we train kind of one-on-one, volleyball players, basketball players, football players. But so we're trying to fit in the schedule an actual youth program where it's, at least 1 to 2, maybe 3 times a week where it's a class where you, like high school kids and middle school kids, can come and train. But yeah, because all three of us have so much experience with that. And that's, pouring into the youth, to me, like, it doesn't get much better than that, And so we've been trying to figure that out. It's just been hard getting it in the schedule. So we're going to get that done as soon as we can, though.
Yeah. Do you guys have stories of like transformations, either kid or adults who come in here? It's like they've been training with you for a little while. I mean, obviously you two have been here, but since you've started this place, do you have anything that kind of stands out?
Chad.
Yeah, go ahead.
Chad be a great example. Chad he hadn't exercised in years.
He's also a 2-time cancer survivor.
Yeah. I was just going to say 2-time cancer survivor, had some of his, cardiovascular health affected.
Right.
And so he was really only at about 70% capacity. So coming in, we knew we were going to have to, take it easier on him, but he's excelled, progressed insanely well. He's lost over 25 pounds now.
Yeah.
He's starting to do some more of our lifting stuff, our lifting classes, and not just the HIIT. So like, he's been a great story. We got a couple really strong women in here too.
Yeah.
Jess and Adrian, they're amazing.
Animals.
Bailey's an amazing athlete. We have a ton of like standout cases. And then we have, the people who have just started their journey. We have brand new people coming to the doors, never lifted a weight in their life, and they're 40 years old. And so you have those clients that like you get to see. I'm working with a 65-year-old man right now, and he hasn't worked out in over 30 years. And he's seeing better stabilization. He's not having to use the rails going upstairs anymore. Just great muscle gain. He's getting all those good newbie gains. And it's just the neurons reawakening the muscles for him is all it's doing. His brain is like, oh, you want me to recruit this now? And it's reteaching his body how to use his muscles properly. And it's been really rewarding for me just seeing his short-term progress.
Even sweet little Michaela, she's a little 17-year-old, never really lifted before in her life. And she's one of our members. She's the daughter of one of our members' best friends. She's trying to get her mom in here too, but she's just adorable and like comes in and is like trying to, push heavier and, and eat more and put on some muscle. And it's been cool watching her journey too.
Which for me is super rewarding because growing up, I was an athlete. I was a volleyball player in high school. We never went to the weight room. It wasn't a thing that girls did. I didn't know until I was almost married in my 20s that girls could lift weights. I mean, you're not going to get bulky and all that silliness, but that it's important. It's important for, as you get older, for your bone density, for women to be lifting weights and taking care of their bodies this way. So I love having the younger kids, girls especially, influenced to be active, be strong. I think it's something I missed growing up, and I'm glad that we can impart that on the next ones to come in.
She would say she wants to be shredded. Love it.
Yeah. Maybe I'll ask you about your early days. What was it like? You just, you opened the doors. You had some equipment, I'm sure, from your old spot, but tell me about how the opening went. Were you recruiting and trying to pre-sell before you were open?
So honestly, I had a lot of my old equipment, thankfully still, but between the three of us and, Chris and I, there's over almost 40 years of experience, or maybe a little over, actually over 4 years of experience between the three of us, and we've all of our experience has been in South Austin. So collectively, we've got a pretty decent following.
Well, and I was born and raised here.
Right.
I know people.
Yeah. And so we've been very blessed. We opened the doors and by month, our goal was to get to 50 members as quick as possible. And we got there, I think, by month 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's now, I thought you were going to ask about my early days, my first location. Now that was a different story, but we've been very fortunate, to be in the stages of our lives that we're in, right, with the followings that we have and the experience that we have, to where this was a pretty smooth opening, so yeah.
Just to add to that, we opened right around Thanksgiving. We got the keys right at Thanksgiving. And I think it was that weekend that Chris had some of his original personal clients coming in and training with just bare bones. I mean, it was the concrete floor. It was some dumbbells. It was not equipment. I mean, it wasn't anything like this. It was, I mean, the people who just want to be here, want to be a part of it. Doesn't matter, you know, what it looks like. I mean, it's beautiful today, but it wasn't always that way. And
exactly. Well, and just to add to that, like most of my people are coming from an outdoor boot camp perspective. Like I was a boot camp instructor for years. And so they came inside and they're like, you mean we don't have to deal with the wind, the rain, we get AC.
There's a bathroom.
Like, there's a bathroom. Like, so for them, like just, they were excited for anything. And so I was really happy to bring them in and be able to, you know, have them ready to go. Also, Fringe Sport has been clutch.
Shout out to Peter Keller, the owner of Fringe. They've been great.
They really have. Like they're local Austin company. If you go pick up and they'll give you a local gym discount, they'll give you a pickup discount. Like, and so instead of paying shipping, you're getting money off. So like they're an amazing company, and that's why a lot of our equipment you'll see is Fringe. So definitely worth noting.
What's next for you guys? You know, what's the aspiration, the business goals, and all that? Are you trying to get to a certain member type? Member count, and is it developing the children's programs, or what's on the horizon for you guys?
Yeah,
got a lot of ideas.
Yeah, we have too many ideas. Grow the current programs, grow the member base is number one, you know, and then yes, get that youth program launched. But I would say the biggest focal point is no matter how big we get, no matter how much we grow, is we don't lose sight of who and what we are and what we're about, right? And people come first, you know what I mean? Relationships come first, the community, the culture comes first, you know? And so that's the biggest thing. You know, we meet once a week, and, you know, we always try and keep that at the forefront, like at least some little small talking point, talking about our energy, the culture, checking in on each other's mental health, how we're all doing, you know? And because if we're not good, this ain't good, you know? And so we've all got a lot going on. He's a brand new dad, baby girl, you know? Yeah, you know, she's got 2 kiddos, one going into high school this year. I've got 3, one going into high school, you know?
And then he started over with the third.
I did. Yeah. You know, so finally got my baby girl. Shout out to baby Nala. I forget where I was going with that, but
well, so like, you know, other things we've been thinking about is, you know, we've been talking with our physical therapist. He's wanting to put together a good intro / transitionary program for his clients going from a PT side of things that come in, they work out at our gym. They're like, oh, I'd love to be a part of this, but they're scared to jump into those classes. So he's talked about, you know, putting together an introductory program or teaching people how to lift before they join into the classes. On top of the programs that we want to do, we want to do more cultural events. Like I want to take people out and go float the river, just as a gym, you know, nothing's, you know, sure, wear some swag out there, whatever. But it's less about promoting the gym at that point. It's more about spending time with our members outside of this gym facility. You know, I've been to how many client weddings?
Yeah.
Like 6, 7 client weddings throughout the years.
I've officiated a wedding for 2 of my clients.
Like,
you know what I mean? Like I trained the husband and wife.
And so that's the kind of relationship you want. You want them to like Eric hit me up. He had an extra ticket to a UT football game. He's like, you want to go? Of course I do. So I went out there with him and we hung out and watched a UT football game together. It wasn't like, it's my client, so I'm gonna work. No, he's my friend. Yeah. No, it's great. After August, I believe at the end of August, planning to launch a women's lifting class. We're gonna pilot it on Sundays. She's gonna be our trainer for it, and then hopefully expand that as it grows. Yeah. So that was the other program I didn't want to forget to mention. I'm excited about that. Yeah. Get my wife in here, get her out of the house, away from baby for a little bit. Yeah.
For new gym owners or aspiring people that want to open up their gym, whatever modality that they might want to do, could be martial arts, could be this kind of gym or a yoga studio. Seems to me you have a backstory. Like what advice, maybe even drawing into your past, if things didn't work well, like someone's going to start, what's your advice for them?
The first things, I don't know how they popped up in my head this quickly, but they did. So the first thing is, obviously work hard, right? Like you got to be the hardest worker that you know, right? Be kind, be nice, right? Also don't allow you being kind and nice to put yourself in a position to where you're a pushover, right? Like I grew up very different than how I behave today, as I'm sure most of us do, right? Like very different than what, but I was, to put it as nice as possible, I was a very aggressive kid. I was the furthest thing from a pushover, right? And then I became a father, and I never wanted that person to see the day of light again. So I went way extreme with being like overly nice, too nice, not knowing that I could also be assertive without the jackass showing up. Sorry, is it okay if I say jackass?
Good.
Okay.
I already dropped it.
And so like, and not that I have any like crazy stories of me getting like messed over, but I was able to realize, and like I can also, set boundaries, be assertive and not be a pushover, but also be the kindest, loving, caring person that I can be as well, and the hardest worker. Like keep those three things as your main focus. And I mean, you can do anything.
I was also going to add, if you can help it, don't do it by yourself. It like just the business side of things is a lot for me to think about without having to think about the classes, without having to think about equipment, without having to think about painting and getting stuff done around here. And so it's been instrumental having a team to do it with that, obviously we've known each other for a long time. So we kind of know each other's strengths and, each other's tendencies. Some of us take a little bit more on our plates than others too often. But, having that support system has really helped me with the business side of things. So I can focus on, like just day to day, the rent, do we need supplies? Do I need to up my membership at Gymdesk? Move up to that 150 bracket, stuff like that. And some of the Gymdesk organizational stuff, I take a lot of that on myself. And, at first, honestly, I was just like, oh, man, I wish they'd really learn it. But at the same time, I realized they do so much more in other ways. I'm like, I'll take that on. That can be me. And so that's been something that's really been helpful for me, is having that help.
And from a logistical standpoint, to answer that question, like aside from the emotional stuff, right, is like, because I've been asked this question a lot, right? And, trainers coming to me, how do you do on your own? How do you, yada, yada. And the best advice I can give any aspiring trainer who wants to be a gym owner is go first work at a big corporate gym. Learn the ins and outs of the business side of it, the sales side of it, right? Because most trainers get in the industry because we care about health and wellness and want people to reach their goals, right? None of us get in it because we're good salespeople, good salesmen, but that's part of it too. And you learn that, and it turns most trainers off, and because they don't know how to do it and they don't learn it. Well, in a big corporate setting, they got salesmen, they got the membership counselors, they got the club managers. They're going to teach you and train you, and you'll be able to pick and pull from the best, that do it, that the best little tricks of the trade, so to speak, as becoming a good salesperson. Because you got to be able to sell yourself, sell your services, and then meet everybody in that gym and get to know everybody. Like I said, I left 24 Hour Fitness on great terms. I was able to do it in a manner that I took all my clients with me, let them know, right? I did it to where all of my members' sessions were done the day I left. So nobody was asking for refunds. We didn't screw over the gym, and so I started my company with a full roster, right? And I've learned with just other trainers that have like asked me, and they start on their own, like, how do you get clients? You got to go and work in a big gym first. And because you're spoon-fed clients at most big facilities like that, and retain them, right? Be a good trainer, retain them. That's where the emotional stuff comes in. Work hard, be nice, all that good stuff, right? That'll happen. But learn as much of the business side of it from a big mecca gym, a Lifetime, a Gold, to 24, and then when you're ready, go launch your own thing.
One little anecdote or story that's kind of related to that. I feel like I learned a lesson. So I had my own chain of restaurants a long time ago, right? But the very first one that I opened, I had a friend come visit. And it just so happens that the prior owner of the restaurant was in there when this was happening. This is like a little event. And they're like, oh yeah, let me get the such and such. They got some food. I don't remember what it was. And I handed it to him. and the woman was right here, and the bill came, bill, and he's like, oh, I was like, hey, don't worry about it, I got you. He's like, oh, okay, cool. And the lady said, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, it's a friend of mine. He's like, if that's your friend, they should be more than willing to pay, because this is your business.
For sure.
And, this was a passion project for me too. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess you're right. Because this is a business. If I don't think of it that way, then it won't be a business,
right.
And it'll fall apart. I think there's probably elements of that when we're living in passion space that we forget, like, oh no, we have to make money to continue doing what we want to do. Right.
And that's part of like, you still being able to be assertive and not being too kind of your pushover, right? You got to be able to set those boundaries and be like, listen, man, I love you. You want me to succeed, right? Like, I need my money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like, I know you love me too, right? Yeah. So like, come on, help you boy out.
Right.
You know, like.
I mean, to be fair, I've got lots of friends who have their own businesses, and that's something that, like you said, I learned very early on in my training career is like, don't give away the freebies, but also same thing to your friends' businesses. Pay full price. Don't let them give you a discount. Support them. And, because they're the same as you, they're just trying to make it. And if you're, taking away from that and not giving to them and supporting them, are you really their friend? Like, now granted, there are people in my life, I'll make an exception. Like, I'm not going to charge my dad to come train at the gym, So we've allotted ourselves 10, 12 slots of just people that we're like, you know what, they get a membership, they get a pass. They've either helped us financially, they've helped raise us, they're related to us in some way. And so those are the only people that, in my brain, my parents will always get a pass. My wife obviously is not going to pay for a membership. But if you are not my best friend, like if I'm not a best man at your wedding, you're paying.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah, and maybe just going on what you said earlier when you brought up Gymdesk, I'm curious, how'd you even find us? Like, what did that look like with that process?
So actually, Mike had used another program before at his previous gym, and I just personally wasn't a fan of the interface. Booking a session was weird for me. I had to keep logging in every time I would open the app, and I was just like, it was too much. And so I started just Googling not only software companies, but software companies that would integrate at a reasonable charging rate. And so y'all allowed for authorized.net. Y'all also have Stripe, I believe. Square, I think, was another one that I was looking at originally. But y'all integrated with the one I wanted to use. And so I was like, oh, well, let me check out this Gymdesk. I found y'all through Reddit originally. Okay. So just so you know, when I was searching on there, that was one of the ones that popped up. And I went and checked out y'all's website. And I was like, this does everything I want it to do. I obviously had to take some time learning the interface, but once I got that down, like, it does everything I want it to do. Like, there's one or two things that like I said, I would love a personal client list. So like when we log in, we see our personal clients, how many sessions they have. Yeah. That would be a cool separate feature along with like members, visitors, and then like have a client section. But other than that, like, it's made processing payments easy. It's made, point of sale easy. I can do punch cards, as we call them. So it's either $20 a day, or you can buy 10 sessions for $150. So you don't have to do a month-to-month membership. And I love that that's an option as well. So that's how I found y'all, was Reddit.
I think we probably can do what you're saying about seeing we just got to tag, as a personal client for whoever, like Mike's. Would
it take them from that member section to that client section? Filter by, so you can organize by that.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah. Well, I love using the filter system, by the way. That is great.
Yeah. So there might, well, good.
Well, I was just going to say, I love using that feature mostly to see who hasn't been here. Because if they haven't been in about 2 weeks, I have it set up to notify me. Yeah. Oh. And so it's like, if you haven't been in 2 weeks, you should expect a call or text from me.
Yeah.
Well, and that's right there is one of the many things that separates us, right? Is we don't want to just collect the payment. We want to see you, right? Like, you are paying us because you want to get in better shape, whatever your goals are, right? And so if we don't see you in a little while, we're going to check on you, right? And, and whatever the reason why, they'll let us know, but they appreciate that, right? Because again, you're not just another number, that we're just collecting money from. No, like we want to see you. Like that's the point. You're paying us your money for a reason. Let's continue to make it happen. Let's stay consistent, and Chris has been great at checking in on folks, shoot them texts, shoot them emails. And again, they all appreciate it, and it continues to keep them, because they've even said, like, I know if I take a week or two off, I'm going to hear from y'all. And like, yeah, you know what I mean? That's why we're here.
Where you at?
Like that's why we're here. That's why you pay us. Right. So anyways.
Well, and especially times like right now, we're about to hit that back to school time. And so a lot of people's schedules are real wonky. People are taking last minute vacations before school starts. Yeah. So I realized right now, if I haven't seen someone in 2 weeks, they're probably busy. Give them the benefit of the doubt, but if I haven't seen someone who was coming 3 to 4 times a week in 2 weeks, something's changed. Something's either wrong. Maybe they were sick. That happens all the time, or kids got sick, or life got busy. But, just that, hey, how you doing? Reaching out. I also love that y'all track birthdays. Yeah. It notifies us when the birthdays happen so we can wish people a happy birthday. If you could add an integration to if they hit a certain session number, you could program session numbers, someone hits 100, it notifies you. So you can go, oh, this is your 100th check-in, and you can celebrate that accomplishment with that person. That would be amazing. Yeah.
I can do that. Perfect. I'm in.
Because I was just sharing him earlier, how I look up how many sessions people have done. It shows how many hours they've worked out in the gym. I love that feature. Yeah. And if I could make that a notification, that would be one of them. So one of the things I want to do is as people hit those milestones, reward them, get them shirts, celebrate them, give them a shout out at the gym, give them a shout out on our socials, that kind of stuff. So,
yeah. Well, anything else you guys want to share that you think would be kind of cool for us to know, or for folks that are watching this?
Rachel, you've been quiet.
No, I'm good. I spoke my piece.
All right.
You can say who the talkative ones are.
Hey, I love the hats, by the way.
Thank you.
That's all that man right there.
Yeah.
Well, he had these at his old gym.
Yeah. Obviously, it said something different, but I use the same company. Yeah. Shout out to City Lokes.
Hell yeah.
So the colors, what do they symbolize?
Oh, so this particular hat it's in my socks too. It's serape. It's it's just a Mexican. I don't even know how to describe it. It's you'll see them on ponchos or.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And so it's just that same.
Are you Mexican?
I am.
Oh, hold on.
Have Irish, have Mexican.
Yeah. I saw the.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't be Mexican, but that looks Mexican.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, show them is it the bicep one?
No, these are the boys. This one. So I got the Mexican flag on this on this side of the battle axe, and the Ireland flag is over here. That's supposed to be a brighter green, but I got to get that fixed and touched up. But
so spend a lot of time in the sun.
Yeah.
So my son is kind of I'm full Mexican, but my wife is Italian, German Irish.
Okay.
So I got all the flag. We have a little dojo at the house. I got all the flags representing our heritage.
Nice. Yeah.
So
it's awesome.
And that's something else that we want to highlight around here is Mike's from San Antonio. I was born and raised in Austin. We both love a lot of the Houston influence,
right?
And our PT is from Houston as well. So if you look over here, I know the camera can't see it, but he's got the Azteca influence, but he's also got Active RX, his brand, chromed out. He's got the little bling at the bottom representing Houston for a grill. We want that, but he had his muralist come in.
Yeah.
And Mike's done most of the other painting in this gym. So, and like I said, that's why, Mike's a busy man. He's very, very busy. But, once we finish up, we're still planning on putting plywood up here, but having some stuff that represents that culture, maybe Vince holding up the trophy or something like that. And Spurs, something to do with San Antonio, the Alamo, anything like that. We want to represent all of our cultures and everything here as well. Make sure everyone knows they're welcome.
Yeah.
Man of many talents.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
Writing a book right now too.
Yeah.
Nice. What's your book going to be called? Do you have a title for it?
I do. The ABCs to Achieve, Be Boundless, See Confidence. And it's directed towards youth athletes with big dreams. each letter of the alphabet, there's a what I call power phrase, where there's a phrase that each letter in that phrase start with that same letter, right? So, for example, the C, one of my favorites is careful and concise communication creates connection, right? And so, like, that's one of the things that, like, obviously, again, it's for student athletes with big dreams. And so, but communication is key no matter what you want to do, no matter what you want to be, right? And so, but yeah, every letter in the book has a power phrase. And so each power phrase I elaborate on with stories that are relatable, you know, quotes from athletes and, you know, so on and so forth. So
Right. And are you going to link it on your website eventually for the business, or separate, or where could people find information about it?
it'll be somewhere. It'll be everywhere. It'll be everywhere.
Right.
I'm trying to secure a, I'm trying to secure a decent pro athlete to write my forward, which would be helpful and beneficial. I know a couple good coaches too that could potentially write it for me, but we'll see. So yeah, I should be done with that within the next couple months. Maybe, hopefully. It's been saying that for a couple months.
Well, now you got it on camera. You're gonna get it done.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, we're grateful to you for being our clients and our customers, and for being so welcoming to us. And honestly, you guys have done something for me that I've not experienced in a very long time. Even with the training of the different martial arts that I do and at home training, that quitter, finding that quitter and just smashing them down and keep going.
Yeah, man.
It's a wall that I feel like free or something. It's very weird.
Hell yeah.
It's really cool, man.
love
So
it.
thank you so much. You guys are awesome. We had a great time, and we battled it out. So
We did it. It's something that no one's done yet. So
Right.
Yeah, come on down. It's amazing in here. You'll have a great workout and bust through those barriers you have in your mind and get to another level.
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Right.
thank you so much.
Thanks again, man.
Yes, sir. Hell yeah.